In this video we'll create the spreading effect that will drive the primitive motion. Let's disable the light dome for now and dive inside the sphere. Before that, we can rename this to spread effects. This is our main sphere. Before doing anything else, I just want to add a null here and name this to out sphere. Maybe we need this later. And now let's start doing the spreading effect. So I need to scatter some points in the sphere. Maybe something like this. And then add a noise. So I would say attribute noise. Right now it's set to add noise to the color, but we don't need that. We want to add noise to the CD. And also we want the noise to be centered so the sphere doesn't move. And right now we can play with the noise size and also the scale of it. Yeah, something like this, and also change the amplitude. So we just need some small amount of noise to have some variation in the spreading. Now we need to select some starting points. We can do that by group by range node. We change the name to starting points, the group type to points, and we say select 1 point for each 10,000 points maybe. Right now we don't see anything, but if we use a blast node, set this to points, select starting points and delete non-selected, we can see that there are some starting points selected here. So if we don't like the positioning of them, we can change the offset to have a random offset. Okay, so now we have some starting points, and what we can do is to copy some spheres over them. So let's create a sphere, add a transform, make it smaller, and add a copy to points. Let's check back an instance for performance. We make the points even smaller. Okay, so now we can just use the spheres to select other points on the main point cloud. We can do a group, and inside the properties we keep in bounding box regions and bounding object, and here we plug in the bounding object. And I think we need to change this to polygons and also change this to points. So now, as we can see, we have some points selected where the sphere was. Maybe we need to make this a bit bigger. So we can see the point selected here. Maybe we do this a bit smaller. Okay, and now for the spreading, we will use the Pyro Spread SOP that's new for Houdini 18. So let's see how it works. Before using that, we need to create a temperature attribute. So as you can see right now, we just have the position of the points and the groups. So we need to do an attrib create. We will call the attribute temperature. Set the value to 1. The group type should be points, and the group should be group 1, which we should change to start. Okay, so right now those points have a temperature of 1 and the other points don't have any temperature. Now let's use the Pyro source spread. So as you can see, these are some new parameters here. We have the temperature change, the fuel, combustion, animation and simulation, and also we have some visualizers. We have the diffusion, the fuel, the burn, the temperature, which are the points that we selected, the total burn, and no visualize. So right now what we should do is set up the cooling rate to 0.1, and this rate that changes how quickly the spreading effect is. We put it to 2, and then maximum neighbors to 10 worked for me. So let's see how it looks. Right now we don't see anything because our visualizer is set to none, so we need to put this to temperature. And if you hit play, you see that there's a nice spreading effect over the points. Okay, so I think this is looking already pretty nice. We can also add some noise. That should be seen in diffusion, so we can change the element size. Maybe put 0.5 and also change the ramp a bit. Yeah, maybe change it also to purling noise. So yeah, just a small variation here. Now we change it back to temperature, and we see a nice spreading effect. This is also occurring because of the noise of the particles. So if we play this in real time, I think the timing is pretty right, so I like how it moves. And right now we need to transfer the spreading to the actual geometry, but before that we need to add the points in the original position. So let's create a color out of the temperature parameter. So here we say ramp from attribute and temperature. So now if we put this to none, we should have a ramp over the points. So you can see all the points are white right now, and that's good because we can delete the black points. But before doing that, I will do a ray. So I should use the sphere just to ray the points back, and of course use the minimum distance. So right now, if we add a null here, we can see that the points are in the original position, but the spreading effect has a really nice noise applied to it. Okay, so right now we need to delete the black points. So we use a delete sop. We go over points, delete by expression, and here we would say at cd.x smaller than 0.5. So this should delete every black point. Right now there's one more step to do to make sure that the position of the particles don't mess up with the primitives. We should transfer this infection or spreading to the original points. Yeah, these are the original points here. I can grab them and just use a color, set it to black, and these are the points in white. So we can do an attribute transfer. And here we just say points and CD. Also in conditions, we need to move the distance threshold, and we can template the original points. So we can see if the threshold is correct. So I think 0.01 maybe. 0.02. Yeah, something like this. Okay, right now we have the original point cloud with no deformation, but we are using the noisy spreading of the other particles. So before going further, let's do some house cleaning here.